Oh, hello, we are live. This is episode 3 of the Reach for Greatness TV, and I'm Sabine Matharu, your host for the day, and I'm the founder of Reach for Greatness TV, and the Fast Track Business Launcher Program. And I'm the go-to woman if you want to launch and grow your business and achieve a sustainable income without overwhelm, detours, or guesswork. Now, let me just go through the agenda today. I'm so super excited. We are going to have 6 amazing ladies. Okay, so at 12 o'clock, I'm going to speak to Tanya Arler about the mystery and power of Intuitive Mandalas. Fabulous lady. Then at 12:30, I'm going to have Rhian Kivits, and she's going to talk about, is Reiki the magic touch my business needs? At 1 o'clock, the fantastic Shola Alabi, why your child's school choice really matters. She is an educational expert, so don't miss that. It's amazing. Then 1:30, it's Gemma, who is going to talk about how releasing your past can help you to live the life you dream of. At 2 o'clock, the fantastic Sue Winsbury, the secrets of feeling more confident and empowered. And at 2:30, the fantastic Gal Khan, because she's going to talk about money mindset. How can changing your identity change your bank account? So let me just quickly make sure the technology is working and you can see me. So if you have joined the live stream, please just say hello and make sure everything's fine. I'm just going to go on my laptop as well. I can see myself here as well, which is all good. So, yeah, I was somewhere here. I've probably scrolled past now. Right, here we go. So if you're coming on and if you think any women could actually benefit from any of these fantastic speakers that are going to be coming on, then please do share with them, tag them in the post, because it's going to be 3 hours of fabulous, fun-packed value, okay? So I'd love you to just share the live stream. I'd be so grateful, because obviously the more women that will hear the message, the better, right? It's all about reaching for greatness. And in fact, I'm just going to do a little bit of intro so that you actually know what is Reach for Greatness all about. What are we doing here? And perhaps if you have a topic to talk about, then, you know, please come on as well. Get in contact with me. I'd love to have you. I'd love to host fabulous women every second week. We're doing this twice a month, so feel free to contact me. So just to let you know, the whole agenda is actually in the description, probably above or whatever you're going to watch. It's in the description, and any of the links that we're going to give, because obviously the ladies have so many amazing freebies to give to you as well. I actually put them under their name, so they're all there already. So Tanya is already here. So Tanya, I'm going to bring you on in a minute. I'm just going to really do a very quick introduction about a little bit about Reach for Greatness. I mean, for me, it was all around, you know, I actually left the corporate world when I had children, and I wanted to just work flexibly and really truly do what I feel passionate about. And this Reach for Greatness has come about because I'm so passionate about reaching out to women, not only in business. Obviously, my specialty is around building businesses and strategies and helping women become more visible and putting all the tech stuff together. But for me, greatness is really 360 degree. It's a platform really where women will come together. We showcase what we do, and we give back to other women who may have not really where they are in their business right now, which it may be, but you may have children, so we're going to talk about parenting. You may be frustrated with your day-to-day life. You may be in a job you're stuck with. You may be thinking, why can't I be happy, and what's blocking me? So we talk about mindset, we talk about health, exercise, time management, organization, and obviously there's a big block around building your own business from home as well. But it's not just about that, it's also about they're really enjoying life and building that lifestyle. And I think it is a journey. It's literally, it's not a press the button and we're all happy and we all get what we want and we manifest money and houses and everything like that. I think it's really like a journey, and if there are small shifts that we need to take every single day in our lives. And I'm so super excited because I want to, in 4 minutes, I'm going to bring on the lovely Tanya, because she's really helped me making a shift with the whole Reach for Greatness. And I've got a fantastic testimony for this, because I'm going to actually show you what I did and how this is shift. And Tanya's not even seen my shift, so we're going to talk about this, and it's fabulous, and it's all around the platform of Reach for Greatness and bringing that community together and helping each other. You know, I mean, for the ladies who are coming on as guests, obviously it's helping each other become more visible, but then also reaching out with our gifts and talents. So what else can I say about Reach for Greatness? Yeah, I said, I mean, it's in all areas of life. It's mindset, your relationship, it's your parenting, and it's your health. And the thing is as well, you know, if we are great and if we want to achieve greatness, then what do you think is going to happen around you with your relationships, with the people around you? You know, you've got this ripple effect, right? And that's what we want to create. I mean, there's so much bad news every single day on TV, and I don't even dare to watch it anymore, because all I hear is war and abuse and, you know, really bad things. And I thought to myself, what can I do in my area? How can I touch women in particular to help them reach, their fullest potential, and just sort of give that back in terms of how do we live our life the best way we can be with each other. I think that has so much mileage, because as much as I want to change the world, and as much as I want war to stop and stuff like this, it's just really hard to, you know, to do this and on my own. And I guess if we can make a ripple effect around our immediate community, I think that's a fantastic starting point. I'm also thinking about, you know, Reach for Greatness. Where could it go? It could be a platform where, you know, we can bring in fantastic experts every single week, where we actually also give to charity. So we will have programs available which you can purchase, and then a percentage of all the turnover will go to charity as well. So this is a way we can truly build a community, that platform, and truly give back into the world if you want to, right? And reach out to those who are less fortunate. So and yeah, as a last note, really, if you are stuck in business, if you feel that you are not making the impact yet, and if it's showing as like you're not making the income that you desire, but you're bursting with energy and talent, and you just want to work with your dream clients, then I'm probably the woman for you, because I love to, you know, look at businesses and strategize and help women actually put their message and their offering together. And the unique thing, I guess, about me is that I also know the whole technology side, and I know it can be really overwhelming when it comes to technology and putting all the puzzle pieces together. You know, how do I do my Facebook? How do I do ads? You know, how can I attract the right people? Where do I post? How do I post? And then making things a bit more sort of automated in your business as well. So I'm the lady for you to do that. And I guess if you know, I guess the most unique thing is that I can do multiple amount of things. Like I can also do the graphics, I can bring together the technology, I can also look at the long-term strategy, the offers, the price points, and obviously getting all the lead generation as well. So I guess you'd need to probably get a lot of different experts into your business if you wanted to have it all. So I've got holistic view, and I work with ladies in group programs but also one-to-ones. And the good news is actually I do have 3 spots open for one-to-ones, so I would invite you to come on a free call, connection call. Okay, if you feel this is something that really resonated and you wanted to get in touch with me, then there is a link to my diary in the description, so I'd love you to come and hop on a call with me. Now it's time to bring on the fantastic Tanya. So Tanya, if you're ready, hop in. We're on the Zoom and we're streaming into Facebook. So Tanya's going to join us in the Zoom, so she won't see any of the comments. But if you have questions, then just please post them and we'll go through the questions. Yay, it's working! Just please. Oh, I hear myself twice now, don't I?
There we go. I turned off everything.
Oh, okay. So now it's just the video now. So Tanya, I'm just going to do a very quick introduction while you get yourself sorted.
Yep.
And I'm super excited to have you here, Tanya. So Tanya Arler is about real change right now, and her unique techniques create deep shifts and aha moments that will help you shape your life into exactly what you want it to be. She listens deeply, responds authentically, and guides you wholeheartedly. And I can say, Tanya, that is spot on. That is so spot on. I had a fantastic session with you a couple of days ago to prepare this call, and Tanya, just share what you do, and then I'm going to share what I've done, and maybe we can talk about that a little bit as well.
Cool. So, gosh, what I do, I've been working for about 15 years now, and about 8 years I took a course on intuitive art and creative therapy to develop yourself personally. And before I had this tool, I still was helping people go through shifts and really see what lies underneath the surface. And really what I'm about is connecting with your soul, connecting with that inner voice, that intuition, that thing that we often lose access to. And what I'm about is getting back in touch with it to really find out what's going on and shift it.
Yeah. Get
your life into a different gear. The tool that I discovered doing my creative therapy course was mandala work. And a mandala is essentially anything you draw in a circle. When you hear the word mandala, people often think of those kind of very complex geometrical type drawings, which is correct.
Yeah.
But essentially, it's anything you draw in a circle. And in Indian culture, they say that anything you draw in a circle is drawing a piece of your soul or drawing a piece of the universe, which is why you often see like mandalas called health or spirit or love. What I've done in my work is I've developed a technique to kind of use this mandala drawing, use this creative part of yourself to draw a piece of your own soul, to get answers, speak to you through what you draw on the symbolism, but it'll open up other opportunities and things in your life. Your soul you're saying to your soul, bring it on. Yeah. I want to learn this lesson. I want change now.
And you know what, for me it was like a bit of a mystery, because obviously I got your instructions, which is the amazing freebie which you need to share with everyone, and everyone needs to come into Tanya's group because she gives you an interpretation of the mandalas. It's just because I was a bit skeptical when I started off.
I saw it on the description that my links were not put in, that I didn't give you the proper links.
Okay.
So in the comment, I've actually put my group and the sign up for the freebie. Fabulous. I'm sure that after the fact you can go and change that, but it's in the comments right now, so there you go.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will definitely edit later on when we edit the description. Oh, fabulous. I just love it. So you tell me when I should share my because I've got mine ready and you haven't actually seen my second draft, right?
Let's explain maybe the process of what happens.
Okay.
So to start, what people do is they come to me and they say, I want to work on X, whatever that may be. I kind of in the beginning, I'll help you kind of tweak what you really want to find out, or look at the wording, or maybe even right then and there look at what's behind it. What do you really want? In your case, of course, your theme, so you set a theme of your mandala. When you set the theme, what's important is that you're directing your soul to show you that part, to say what's going on in that particular part. So the intention is really important, so what you put on paper reflects and represents that, and we can glean the information from. So Sabine put on I think your intention was, how do I expand reaching for greatness, right?
Yeah. Or so, what is the Reach for Greatness platform for, and what is it going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
And so the very first thing you draw is the snapshot, and maybe Sabine, you still have the snapshot, right?
Yes. So I have my first version. I photocopied it because then I expanded.
Yeah.
So
and in my freebie, it explains what you take a photo,
what you need to do. Yeah.
You choose your colors with your eyes closed, and it's explained why. So in the freebie, you get all the information on how to start the process. And so Sabine did that, and she came up with. So
I'm just gonna show what the so basically the freebie looks like this, which is it's just fabulous. It's 2 pages. So the instructions, and it also tells you what the colors mean. So I didn't really want to read what the colors meant because I wanted to really choose them intuitively. I mean, obviously I had my eyes closed, but I needed to make sure that obviously I was sort of scrambling around and getting the crayons from the kids, and I wanted to make sure it was the same.
To the people listening, so I have people choose the colors with their eyes closed, because if your eyes are closed, you're allowing your soul to make the choice. Mm-hmm. If you do it with your eyes open, you're letting your ego choose. And really, what we want to find out is what's going on.
Exactly, and that was the reason why I didn't even want to know up front what the colors meant. So the first technical hurdle was to find a suitable piece of paper and a suitable bowl, and then I realized some of my kitchen bowls were too big or too small, and for the A4 paper. And so I can't remember what I did, but I ended up drawing a circle, and then I just chose 4 colors, and I just started to draw. My hand was just drawing, and it became faster and faster and faster as I was doing it, as I was making, and I knew I needed this color now, and I needed that element there, and I already had put together unsubconsciously what that would mean to me. And then when I spoke to you afterwards, Tanya, and you told me that these were the colors and this is what you see out of it, it's like, oh my gosh, I have really created what my soul was looking for, and now doing the shift, I mean,
and
it's just, I'll show you.
I just want to say, before you show it, I think it's great. I just want to point out, show the thing. What is fantastic is the minute you start doing anything with your mandala, everything matters. So Sabine just said, and you didn't talk about this in the call, either my bowl was too big or too small. Yeah. And what it means in context of Reach for Greatness is you were either too big, or you were worried about thinking too big, so you were thinking too small, and you're like, you were struggling with that, I can't find just right. And what came out of this was, hey, go big, right? Yeah. So if we look at her, show it up again. She created this beautiful wheel, and what I see is there's this grounded center, which I think is her. So the center of the mandala has, a bright red ball that says, okay, I'm grounded, I know what I'm doing. And there's all this movement. And Sabine was then explaining that she saw it all outside as the people coming on her program and spreading the word and that type of thing. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you gleaned from what I said? Yeah.
I definitely had in my mind, so this is me in the circle, and red actually means manifestation and energy for me, and love as well, bringing the love, into the world, and then around there's lots of waves happening, and reaching out, and people gathering around Reach for Greatness, and obviously these are the speakers for me that are also coming on, and they're also being sort of involved, and they're starting to spin, and they're being part of the whole movement, and everything's sort of spinning and is gaining momentum, which is fantastic, because we are talking about collaboration, visibility, and growth within the community. And then I've got some green bits here because I'm very much also connected with nature. Coming from Austria, I love nature, I go swimming and hiking. So green was then subconsciously the next color that I wanted to show that there's these people that are coming here that are sort of growing as well, and they're actually growing some roots towards into the community, and they're then rooted into a community where they get support and help, and it's just really growing that way. So this was my starting point, really.
And I think what's important, so that's what I call the snapshot, and that's giving whatever your subject or your intention is, we get the snapshot of where are you right now and what can it tell us. And I think we then go through the next step, which is what I call the reveal, and that's the interpretation. Either it's self-interpretation, even I show my kids, I show friends, you know, then working with me one-on-one, of course, we go very deep into the reveal. That's where the real meat of the work comes. But in the reveal, you kind of look differently at it, and you say, well, what's behind that? And when we were talking, it was like, well, part of the thing is behind that is that it's all an idea in her mind, and yes, it's grown, but it's still staying in her world, and it's time to really expand that out. It's bright, it's beautiful, it has movement, but you're not really releasing it into the world because it's not going outside those lines. It's not expanding. It's not taking on the greatness, to use your word, that you really want to achieve. So that would be, I mean, we could go far deeper into this, but that would be one type of, one of the main things we said was that about yours. So now I'm excited. So then the shift is you talk through it, you do your interpretation, you glean the information, and the beauty of mandala work, or the mandala work that I do, is that you then get to go back to the same mandala, taking your colors, and based on what you learned, you reshape it into what you want it to look like.
Yeah.
So you have an opportunity to literally, it's like a life. We can't start on a blank sheet of paper. We have what we have, and then it's time to build on that, because that what we have has created us. How can we build it to create and shape and direct it to what we want? So the shift is going back, and I don't know what happened to Sabine because we haven't spoken yet, but normally just the feeling of doing it already opens up that energetic thing, and what we see is, generally speaking, pretty impressive. So all right, here we go, knock on wood.
Yeah, and I think it's good to do this as a surprise on the call as well, because I did it last night. So I think what also helped is just to have some soothing, relaxing music on, so no distractions, because then you can really listen to yourself. So okay, I'll reveal what happened.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. See, now that is a solid center, but it's in the world and it's radiating. So yellow means radiating out into the world, you know, shining your light and allowing others to see. And what happens on the outside of the circle is how that connects. Wow. How did it feel to do it?
Oh, it's amazing. It was really amazing because it was just flowing. I mean, I started off on this side, so there's a way that to look at it as well. And it was really like more robotic. And then this for me is also a timeline. As time goes on, things move differently, and here at the end it's like waves is flowing, is so much more, you know, so much more excitement there as well, and it's just in flow. So that's what I see. And I have here lots of orange dots again that mirror the people, and lots of little leaves as well growing again, so it's just echoing that.
So one thing that I'd say is, first of all, so what you see this as a timeline. So what it's saying to me is, in the beginning, this reach for greatness, it will be getting the mechanics to work, getting the tech to work, getting the processes and the systems, and it'll be a little bit of a step-by-step thing. Yeah. And once you get into your flow, it's really going to come alive. Once you have it, it's going to come alive.
Yeah.
And it's going to flow.
It come alive. It becomes so easy, and it's effortless, and things just flow.
So I actually have to say one more thing. I'm going to ask you, that yellow that you used, is it all outside, or does any of it stem from the inside?
Yeah. So then maybe that third shift. Yeah, I guess there should be some connections with the red. In my mind, I thought I'm not going to touch the inside now.
Right.
I'll just do the outside. So maybe my third shift, maybe to connect the outside and the inside now.
And I would say definitely go back and do that. So you set it up that you're ready to radiate, but what we really want, Sabine, is we want it to come from the center core of your heart.
Yeah.
And if you can feel that, how that then will just expand it even further. And when you do that, the amazing thing is, and whenever my customers do this, when you draw a line that goes across the line,
yeah,
it's almost scary the first time you do it, because you're like, ooh, I'm sharing my real self. And then you go, and then it feels great. So that's what I would encourage you to still do.
And this is now interesting that we're picking up on exactly this point, because we live in perhaps limiting beliefs, and we limit ourselves to just draw inside the circle, because you actually had to prompt me. It's like, what about outside the circle? And it's like, okay, now I'm going to do it outside of the circle. But now I limited myself again because I didn't go back into the circle. So this in itself is a shift already, just to think about there are no limitations. Just, you know, just do it, be yourself, you know, think out the box or in the box or connect the boxes, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's fascinating. It's just this metaphor, and it shows you so many insights. And what it really can do is it can really uncover the stuff that you didn't even know was blocking you. That you think it's one thing, but then it comes up somewhere totally different. And you can take it in your own hands and reshape it. You can say, all right, actually, no, I want this to come from my core. I want this to radiate my biggest light. And go. And the message, well, actually, my message to you would be, you drew Reach for Greatness, the program. And the message is, it's not the program that is going to make it great. It is you that is going to make it great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just checking the comments very quickly. Ladies, if you're watching, just say hi. Let us know what you think about the mandala work, and make sure you sign up for one as well. Do it.
And
it's brilliant.
I'll just add while we're waiting for some comments. So I started a group called Mandala Shift Share about 2-3 months ago, and it's now, I think, got about 50-60 members. It's in its infancy state. But it's already been so amazing. It's a place where you can draw some mandalas at home, you can post them, and not only will you, it's a closed group, not only will you get insight and distance from seeing it on your computer, the people in the group have been so supportive and wonderful, sharing their comments and what they're seeing. So we're kind of not only helping each other grow and expand, but the people commenting are getting in tune with their own intuition and finding the courage to actually say it out loud. Because sometimes we think something, but we don't dare say it. This is an opportunity to say everything is right. Everything you feel and see about these mandalas is right. So people are making these comments, like, I don't know why, and maybe the person receiving the comments going, oh my gosh, that's amazing, that's perfect, that's exactly what I needed to hear. And so what I found as a byproduct, which I'm thrilled with, is people are getting more in touch with their own intuition and finding the confidence in that. So I'd love you to be part of the group. It's a fantastic group right so far, and I just want to build it and grow it to create a community where people can just share their stuff and feel confident.
Yeah, exactly. And that's so true, because I feel so intrigued when I see someone else's mandala as well, and I might see something quite different to what they see, but it adds actually to their experience. And I had comments like, oh, I didn't realize, I didn't look at it that way. Oh yeah, that's interesting. You know, and then when you said as well, turn it round, turn it upside down, see which one feels right. I didn't realize, because obviously I was drawing a wheel, I kind of thought this was like more like a symmetrical thing. And I guess that it also shows you how I actually think. I'm thinking in processes, because I come from a project management background where everything, I put things in order, and I guess that's why I do what I do, right? But now connecting, you know, I guess both sides of the brain is just really bringing the extra touch, you know, and the energy into my life and with what I do. And I think it's so important generally in business to do that, to go through that.
Well, and another thing that I think is really cool about the creative process that this form of self-development offers that a lot of others don't, is that when you're being creative, whether it's on paper or singing, whatever, sculpting, whatever, when you're being creative, you're not connecting with your language center. And it's in your language center that you become self-critical. It's the minute you try to find a word for something that you judge yourself. So you'd say, oh, that makes me angry. Well, not angry, but frustrated. Well, not frustrated. Well, disappointed. No, not sad. And you go through this whole process of you find a word that fits, you've diluted actually the experience and the feeling. Well, when you're doing these mandalas, as you've experienced, you just start drawing and it becomes its own process. No artistic ability required, thank you very much. You just go through your process and suddenly once you get into it, you feel you're not connecting with that self-critical part of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you produce a real genuine peace without judgment. And the great thing about like working with me or being in the group or letting someone else see it is then someone can see it without you diluting what you feel you need to say with your words. Mm-hmm. So I could talk for hours. So.
Yeah, no, it's really, really wonderful, and it's a great opening as well.
Yeah,
it's creative, you know. It's something fun as well, and
exactly.
And you know how mundane are our days, right? Maybe we get up, go to work, come home, have dinner, go to sleep, bring a bit of fun in, right?
Yeah.
Do some coloring. Exactly. It's like, oh my gosh, I got the crayons for my kids that I don't really touch them normally. I'm like, I got to do this more often. Have more fun in life, because it will really unlock so many more things. It's about manifesting things that you want in your life, comes through letting go and having fun, being yourself, and letting that into your life.
Totally. And I mean, I think what's great is like, I get so many because they're like, oh my God, that's so much fun. I felt like a child again. So A, it's the fun factor. B, you know, you said previously, oh, you know, put some Zen music on or get yourself in a space. But the great thing is, I've done it in a completely Zen space. I've done it with my kids running around. I've done it in all, and I have customers that even sit down and when their kids are coloring, they draw their mandala at the same time. So they're like coloring with their kids. They have their kids draw something in a circle, see what happens. I mean, it's it can happen. It's letting your soul speak. So it's a brilliant way of finding a new outlet.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we got Lucy in the house as well. Rhian has joined. So let's see the comments. Saroj is here or was here. Maybe if you're still here, let us know if you've got questions. Saroj saying, hi, Tanya and Sabine. I just saw you back. Be who you are, or be who we are. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Tanya has posted her group link a little bit above, right on the top in the comments as well. And her freebie link to the freebie is there as well. So that's fabulous.
And I'll just mention, and this just for people who want to take the next step, because I'm launching it right now, which is super exciting. I am launching kind of a low-cost online course that goes through the whole thing, not just how to draw it, but with 7 real specific tips on how to interpret it and what you can do with it, with all the different. Now, a lot of it you'll get in the group anyway, but if you want it, kind of the real course, and these are the different ways of doing it. There's 7 real functional, fundamental ways that you can interpret or look at it to gain information, and then how to do the shift and what can come of it. It comes with videos and the whole thing. So I am launching right now a new program for 48 euros that is like the complete snapshot reveal shift. If people want to take it at home, they can still just by drawing the mandala, you'll open your conduit. By self-interpreting, you're already going to create change. By getting comments from the group, you'll create even more change. By doing the 48 euro package, by really going further, you're going to get even more. And then obviously one-on-one work is the most in-depth, and that's really where some true, aha, deep moments come. But the beauty of this is, even if it's just for fun at home on your own, it will already help you create change.
Yeah. And come into the group because it's so fun. It's really fun. It's so different to any of the other groups. It's really interactive, and people are really engaged as well. I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I love it definitely. So people can just get in touch and come into the group, and then the information about the program is there as well if they wanted to work a bit more in depth with you around that. And I think I would recommend it, because it can really open that window to your soul, and I'm sure there's so much more in this as well. And I'm going to go back to the drawing board. I will.
Go back and add the yellow, and then you got to post it. I want to see it. It's awesome. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's fabulous. Yeah. So, any last words, tips, insights that you want to share before you hop off?
If I have one message for the world, it's that everyone has the tools and the power within to create and shape their life and direct it the way they want to. This is just one tool but no matter what, if you choose to, you can. And that, if I can leave the world with one message, you absolutely can. And I stand for that. You can, and you can do it now. And that's what I stand for wholeheartedly.
It's so fabulous to have you. So thank you so much, Tanya, for coming on. I'm so pleased that you took the time out and that we actually worked through my piece of work as well. And I can say it's been fantastic. And I mean, is it like for me, the next step would be, perhaps to try another mandala and ask another question or set another theme. Is that how it will work?
Yeah, absolutely. And in the group, I have monthly themes, and I give people nudges on what they can do. But you don't have to follow that. You can. That's just to give people inspiration and ideas. But if you are like, oh, I'm worried about my child, or oh, I'm launching a new product, or oh, whatever it is, this is a space to just draw a mandala, put it in the group, and see what people say.
Fabulous. Yeah, we'll join the group. Get the mandala kit, and let's go and do some soul drawing.
Exactly.
And shifting. All right.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This is just my pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on. Yeah. Much love, and we'll see you soon. Speak soon, yeah.
Bye.
Bye. So before I bring on my next guest, which is Rhian, I think she's already waiting. So I just want to thank Tanya one more time. It's been such a pleasure. It's been just wonderful talking to you. So all the links to any of the programs or any of the freebies are actually in the description. So if you're looking for those, then please make sure you go through the description, or maybe after the live stream, you'll probably find them. So if you would like to come on a call with me, I'm also available. I do have 3 slots available now for one-to-one coaching, and I'm also thinking about running a group program in the next couple of weeks, and it's all about helping you grow your business. What I do best is I'm helping you with your business strategy, with your messaging, and bringing everything together so that you can automate in your business. So I do build sales pages, sales funnels. I can do Facebook ad campaigns and give you advice on those, help you set those up, learn what it takes, how to interpret the data. And for example, I'm working also on webinar launches with some of my clients. Some actually have got books they want to promote as well, doing membership programs, building membership sites, and launching those membership sites, as well as digital products. So there's an array of things that I can do. So I did leave the link if you want to book a call. It's a free connection call. Happy to have a chat and see where you are and whether it would be a fit to work together. So is Rhian ready? If you're ready, Rhian, then please come on to the call. And I'm just going to briefly introduce Rhian. She's going to talk about the Reiki. Is Reiki the magic touch my business needs? So Rhian is amazing. She's been a good friend of mine. She is also a sex and relationship therapist and a conscious sexuality specialist and holistic healer. And I'll let her actually talk about that when she comes on, and in more detail. But she's highly specialized, and she really knows what she's doing. She's got an answer for everything. So Rhian, let's just see where you are. The Zoom link is in the message. Shall I just message it to you again in case you haven't seen it? Let's see. Rhian. Oh, there she is. Okay. I thought you didn't find the Zoom link for some reason, but you're here now. Fabulous. Good. So Rhian, hi. I just did a little introduction, and I said, you know all the answers to everything, whatever it is, sex, relationship, holistic healing, Reiki master, crystal healing. It's just, Rhian, I've known you now for like 12 months now, and we've been having super duper chats. all the time. And you know, whatever it is, Rhian has got a view on things, and she's so loving and so caring, and I'm so super excited that you come on the show and share one. It's just a tiny snippet of what you actually do, and I'll actually have you back in June for a fantastic topic. But today we're going to talk about Reiki, and in June, what we're going to talk about in June, ladies?
It's a secret.
It's a secret. Okay, it's going to be a secret, but it is the ultimate tool for getting into flow, manifestation, getting in what you want in life. It is this very secret tool that Rhian knows all about, and we can all use it. I'm just going to get a little bit of water. If you get started, introduce yourself, and then I'll ask you questions, especially about what we talked about, Reiki, because it's really about opening up Reiki. What is Reiki healing, and how can it help you, or how can it help us in business as well going forward? So over to you, Rhian.
Yay, thank you. Well, I'm really happy to be here. My name's Rhian Kivits, and I'm actually from Cornwall in the UK. I'm a sex and relationship therapist and a holistic healer. I also specialise in conscious sexuality. The way that I work is that I just have this myriad of interests and tools. Nowadays, I see this being called multi-passionista, I think.
Yeah.
And so when business coaches are saying to me, Rhian, you need to choose one thing, I keep saying to them, I can't choose one thing because I'm so passionate about all the things that I do. And at the moment, I'm recruiting for my group program, teaching ladies Reiki, how to work with Reiki, and I will be certificating those ladies as Reiki practitioners at the end of the program. So at the moment, I'm all about the healing and the connection and that feeling of, you know, really being in flow, as you say, Sabine, because that's what Reiki does for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fabulous. So for those ladies that don't know about Reiki, maybe just explain a little bit what it's based on, really. And how does it work? And I know that you are actually the master practitioner who can actually certify others as well, which is fabulous. And I heard as well that you can do Reiki on yourself. So maybe just talk a little bit around that.
Yeah. Reiki is a life changer. It's an opener, a spiritual opener, but also an energetic opener. And this is what makes it so diverse and so valuable to those of us who work in online business. It was actually originated in Japan by Dr. Mikao Usui, and that's why Usui is often known as Usui Reiki. There are many forms of Reiki, but Usui, the traditional form. Now, when Dr. Usui discovered Reiki, he discovered it as a hands-on healing method. So it's really an energy healing modality. But we can use Reiki in many different ways. And over the years, after Dr. Usui attuned his students to Reiki, because you get initiated and attuned into the system, those students who became Reiki masters then went on and attuned other people. And over the years, it has spread really as one of the most popular worldwide healing modalities. And so you can use Reiki as a hands-on healing method for people who feel they need an energy boost, or for people who are struggling with a physical ailment, because it is healing essentially. But the other thing about Reiki is that you can use it over distance and you can use it over time. So really it can be used for anything, any place, any situation, any set of circumstances. You can even use Reiki to empower your business and your marketing materials. And of course you can use Reiki for yourself as well. So anything you can do for other people with Reiki, you first and foremost do for yourself. And that's a lot of what Reiki 1 is about, actually making that connection and learning how to attune with yourself, how to understand what's going on with your energy, where there may be balances or imbalances, and to correct those with very gentle, very peaceful self-healing methods.
Okay, so I think I had someone sort of, I mean, when you lay hands on, right, you can actually feel maybe some energy blocks, or you don't put your hands really on touch someone's body when you do it, right?
Yeah, you
or
can.
do you?
You can.
Okay, so you can do both. Because this lady, she kind of, she didn't touch me, but she was just going through my body, and she realized that I had a problem with my knee. Because I had a skiing accident when I was a child, and I had several surgeries after that. And obviously she didn't see that. I didn't tell her, and I was wearing trousers, so she wouldn't. But she felt that. That's just so amazing.
Yes. What actually happens with Reiki is that we're working with subtle energy. And so we're working with your aura, which is your energy body. If you can imagine a glove of energy around you, this is your aura. This is the second layer of your aura. And so if you're a sensitive person, and if you can attune your hands, then you can just introduce your hands into the first layer of the aura, and you can start to really feel what's going on with the person you're working on or working with. There are ways to do this by distance as well. So I teach body scanning, which is a lovely process that the client lays on the couch, and you use your hands, you introduce your hands into the person's aura, and you slowly scan the body, and you're looking for changes in the quality of energy, changes in temperature, tingles or prickles in the palm of the hands. And then when you feel something that's different or something that's changed as you're moving around the body with your hands in the aura, you are then able to tune in and ask yourself intuitively, so what's going on here? And then you can really connect in with the client, and you can connect in psychically. There are many levels that you can connect in, and you can ascertain with the client, has something happened with your knee? I feel like it's tight. I feel like it's hot. For me, heat is always inflammation. So it feels quite magical if it's something that you know, like yourself, you came to it and you hadn't experienced it. Somebody all of a sudden can just kind of feel into you. But really, this is how we work as human beings. You know, when you walk into, say, a cafe, and you happen to be standing behind somebody else in the queue for a coffee, you may sometimes kind of feel that person. You feel them in your space, don't you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's true. And like, for example, when you feel something, or you got something in your hand, all of a sudden you got some sort of tingle. When you have several items in your hand, sometimes you have a tingle, and you look, what's that? You know, for example, with the mandala that I was drawing, we were talking to Tanya about. I had the pens in my hand, and I thought, which ones do I want to choose? And I closed my eyes. And then I had this tingle when I was touching that one color.
Yes. So you intuitively knew that that was what you needed to do, but for whatever reason. And this is where there is a real magic in becoming attuned to Reiki, because you switch on your intuition, and you switch on that inner sense of knowing that can then be used in all these other areas of your life. And if you run an online business, whether you're making intuitive decisions about where to advertise, or how to reach out to clients, or indeed which groups to interact with, and that kind of thing, if you have a strong intuition that's really switched on and really connected, you're going to make the right choices, and you're going to be in flow, and it isn't going to feel harsh and too systematic and too logical, because that's something that I've really struggled with, you know, as a sensitive, creative person, following structures and systems and that kind of thing. My whole being goes, no, I want to be intuitive. I want to do things when I want to do them. And I know that works for me. So Reiki can really help you get in that flow that then allows you to make the choices that are really right for you and in tune with your highest good and your path of highest potential.
Yeah.
You know, it's just switching on your intuition.
And this is why you would outsource those things to someone like me, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm dealing with the processes. And you're the creator. You're creative. This is what you do, right? And that's the thing. If we're lumbered with stuff that we're not that good at, and we don't really want to do that, then we kind of get out of flow, and it can be really, then overwhelm creeps in, and then you start to lose the fun in your business as well, right?
Yes, you really do, and that's so true. That the other thing for me is the mindset. So by using my Reiki for myself in the self-healing way, I'm to get into a space where I'm that much more clear, I'm that much more certain. The energy flow in my body is really balanced and empowered, so that I can go on to have a really productive working day. So Reiki is great for that. But you know, that's the thing, that it may be that my my flow needs to take place in this kind of creative way, but without some kind of structure, you know, working with the mental side of things, the logic and all the rest of it, it can be quite difficult. So I think we find ourselves as online business women stuck all the time between the need to be creative and be in flow and the need to have that structure and that system, which is what you are providing, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what I do, and now I'm asking you, so how can I get the flow? Because some days I just don't feel in flow, I don't feel inspired, but obviously I would love to be inspired because I want to inspire other women. And that's the thing, I guess, is we need to fill ourselves up again before we can go out and do fabulous things out in the world. And I think this is where, Reiki comes in, and Lucy is also talking about pranic healing and shamanic healing. I know Lucy is also in that space, and it's definitely something that we probably need to look into more. And I think not enough. This is a women show. There are not enough women are probably tapping into that. And even if women aren't in business, but still we are women. We may have busy lives, maybe in a 9-to-5 job, which is stressing us out. We might have children, like I got children, and obviously children come home they are so energetic, and then they always, they need your attention. And it's about, how do I fill myself up again so that I can be creative again and give back to my husband, my children, my friends, everyone, right? Reach for Greatness community.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, Reiki itself, the word Reiki means universal life force energy. And prana is life force energy. You just mentioned, I think, something about pranic healing.
Yes.
And within all traditions, there is this idea of life force energy, which is the essence of us, the magic that makes us spirit, the flow that runs through our bodies, through our meridian channels. And we can regulate that flow through the breath. And that's something that's also taught with Reiki. So by doing your self-healing in the morning, you can get that clarity of mindset. You can get that flow of energy that you need to get through the day, but you are also connecting up with your higher self, that part of you that is still connected in with divine source energy, should we call it, or cosmic energy, or creative energy, however you want to believe, or whatever you want to think of it as. So we connect up with our higher selves, and when we do that, the ideas and the inspiration that we can channel are beyond anything that we can do when we're feeling stressed and small and overwhelmed, because we're expanded. We're in expanded consciousness, and you have your soul path. You know, a lot of women are talking about their soul work and how they're clients need to be soul aligned, the women that are meant for them. Well, when you are really connected up with your higher self, you're going to get the ideas and the inspiration that you really need to tell you how to find those women, how to call them in, how to manifest them. Reiki is a great tool for manifesting as well. So it's not just about laying your hands on another person. It's really about feeling expanded and connected and being able to channel from an unlimited source of energy, an unlimited powerhouse that's out there in the cosmos. And to be able to use that for your own connection and your own success and your own feelings of achievement and attainment and personal reward. It's really a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I came to it because they say actually Reiki finds you, and it's true. It's true. I happened to be off work one day. I was in a very stressful job high up in the education sector, working for Hertfordshire County Council at the time. And I happened to be off work, and I was at home, and a magazine came through the door, one of those little freebie magazines with the adverts in. And I opened up this magazine, and I saw this little ad, and it said Reiki training starts on such and such a date. That was all it said. I looked at it, and I said to my husband, I'm going to go and do this. And he said, oh, well, what's that then? And I said, I have no idea, but I know that I'm going to go and do it. And I did, and it completely changed. It changed my path. It changed my life. And I would say that that's the thing about Reiki being an opener. It opens you up to new ways of thinking, new avenues, new ways forward, new choices and options. And when it comes to relieving that stress and that burnout and that overwhelm, well, when you have your self-healing, it's such a fabulous tool. You don't need anything else. So, you know, within about 6 months of that date, when I looked in that magazine and saw the Reiki course, I had quit my job in education. I had set up a therapy room at home, and I was working as a holistic therapist using all of those fabulous skills, you know, the Reiki, but also the other things that I do, the crystal healing and the massage. And, you know, I was thriving because of the opening to Reiki.
Wow, that's amazing. That's just truly feels like magic. It's just magical. So, I mean, when you're talking about self-healing, it may, you know, it may not take that long. And in terms of a morning routine, what do you suggest? How long would it take to set yourself up for a good day, for example?
I mean, you see, Reiki works over time and space. So once you really start to master this energy, it can work very quickly, and change can happen in an instant. That's something that I always teach, this philosophy of the fact that the issue with change is really the precursor phase to change, the phase where you are deciding and deliberating and contemplating. But the actual change itself happens. And when you've changed, you know that you've changed. So the thing is with Reiki is that you take moments really to relax, to breathe, to connect, to tune in, and then you deliver your Reiki to yourself for as long as you need to, as long as you feel you want to. But for myself, I just incorporate maybe 15 minutes in my morning routine, 10 to 15 minutes, and I feel that download of power, I feel that boost, and it's really all that I need. And of course, you can use your skills to tune into your body, to tune into your chakra system, to look for those imbalances, and to use your intuition as to what might be needed to put things right.
Okay. So would it be like a meditation?
It is a little bit.
Okay.
It is a little bit. It's not, you don't have to consciously follow words or a script or anything like that. But what you're doing is you are opening up your crown chakra, which is the chakra here at the top of your head. You are visualizing your connection in with the Reiki energy, the cosmic life force energy, and you are drawing that down. So it's really like a visualization process that you go through. And you are feeling it in your heart, you are channeling it through the palms of your hands, and then if you choose, you can lay your hands on yourself and you can deliver that healing to yourself through your hand chakras, these chakras here on your palms. Now when I say to deliver it here, it's because this is the location of the higher heart. The higher heart is all about our soul purpose. It's all about our highest good. And it's also in the body, the location of the thymus, which is the regulator of all healing. So this is a very good place for self-healing. And it feels very comfortable if you're laying down or sitting cross-legged or sitting in a chair and you're relaxing, you're channeling your Reiki. This is my preferred self-healing position.
And so I imagine it gives you so much energy that you know, because sometimes I feel like really tired when I wake up in the morning, and I wish I have a tool that really wakes me up, and I have the energy, and I lose my headache if I have a headache, you know, and it feels like this could be a very good tool to get into that spirit and to have that energy.
If you're anything like me, you know, I wake up in the morning and I've got a 4-year-old here, a 13-year-old here, 2 dogs. You can imagine it's pretty crazy in the house. Everyone's rushing to get ready for school. I'll be looking at my calendar thinking, right, I have a client at this time. I've got maybe an interview at this time. So I look at my day and then I think, oh, and I have to do X, Y, and Z because I'm writing an article for someone, or, you know, I have all these other little tasks that I have to do. And so really by the time I'm on the school run, my mind is full. My mind is almost at that point of thinking,
loading.
When do I start? I'm really busy. And you know what? I don't even know when I'm going to have a meal or go to the toilet today. Sometimes it's like that. So then I come home, and usually I'm home from the school run at about maybe 8:45. And that is my time for my mindset practice. And at the moment, I do a lot of yoga. But before I do my yoga, I will be doing my self-healing with my Reiki. So between about sort of, you know, 8:45 and 9:05, I suppose, I'm doing my tuning in and my Reiki. And I'm telling you, all that stress from the morning has cleared by 9:05. And I'm ready then to do my yoga, and then I'm ready to face the day, you know? And it's just amazing that you can change your vibe so quickly from stress, overwhelm, looking at the diary thinking, I've got so much to do. How am I going to do it? To this point at 9:05 where it's like, yeah, I feel connected, I feel inspired, I love my job, I love my clients. Let's bring this on. Let's do some more, you know? It's magic.
Fab. And I guess you could do that as well if you're in a 9-to-5 job. You know, get yourself ready for the day and charge yourself up before you go.
You know, actually, one of the things is that nobody needs to know if you're doing your Reiki or if you're using your Reiki, because it's subtle. You don't have to kind of, you know, sit there with your palms in the air and then put them on your chest. You can just discreetly put your hands on your stomach, for example, or on your hips. So you can give yourself a boost of Reiki sitting at work in front of a computer at your desk, and nobody would know what you were doing. So that's a really cool tool.
That's really good. Yeah, definitely. To give you that energy, to release the stress, and especially if you had a stressful meeting, for example, you come out and you completely, you know, completely exhausted, mentally exhausted, to have a tool at hand that will help you through the day is just so invaluable.
Yes, I agree. And we need to take time for ourselves. We need to make space for our mindset routine. I think that it's not a good enough excuse to say, well, I'm too busy to take 10 minutes or 15 minutes to look after myself. It's not a good enough excuse, because you can take 10 or 15 minutes to stress yourself out answering emails, can't you?
Definitely, or more than that, or scroll Facebook and getting lost.
So make your self-care your priority. If you have to do it at lunchtime in the car, that's okay. If you have to do it at the end of the day when the kids are swimming and you're sitting waiting for them, that's okay. You know, there's no rule as to when it has to be. It doesn't have to be first thing in the morning. But just make it a priority that every day you will look after yourself in some way. And if it's not Reiki, if it's something else, that's fine. The main thing is that you're choosing something that's right for you.
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic. Now, Rhian, before we go, just share what the program is and who is it for and how can they get in touch with you?
Yay, thank you. So this program, this Reiki program, is an online program. It's just called Learn Reiki Live Online. And it's a group program, and it will be running from the 31st of May for 6 weeks. So there's going to be a pop-up Facebook group for the program, and then all the materials will go into Teachable so that anyone who joins the program can then access the materials for as long as they need. So there's no rush to get through it in the 6 weeks, but you know, equally you may want to go back to the materials in a few months' time and refresh yourself. So it will be there for you for good, which I think is really positive. The program is for women and particularly for online entrepreneurs because it is an online program, so it's designed so that it fits in with the way that women work and the way that women schedule their lives online nowadays. And I'm going to be taking you through absolutely everything you need to know to become a fully qualified Reiki practitioner. So as part of that, you will get 2 attunements, one to Yusui Reiki level 1 and one to Yusui Reiki level 2. And at the end, you will get a certificate that you can use to prove that you are Reiki certified, which I think is really valuable because I know there are a lot of women who work as coaches out there and who would like another tool for their toolkit. So if you do, you know, mindset or EFT or NLP or any kind of coaching at all, you might want to be able to advertise and say to your clients, I'm also a Reiki practitioner, and that means that I can connect with you and tune into you in particular ways, and I can actually send healing to not only you, but to your business and to your project as well. So it's really quite an amazing tool that I'm empowering people with in this group over 6 weeks. I'm also teaching Reiki symbols in this group. With Reiki, there are a number of symbols that mean different things. And what's always really useful for business is the power symbol, which is called the Choku Ray. Because if you are trying to manifest new clients, new business, and you're going to be empowering your activity with your Reiki, then you can actually use the power symbol to give this a really massive boost. So that's another way that online business people can use it. So the program will be a group, but there will also be individual support. And this is the thing with being a Reiki master. It's a spiritual service. So anybody who works with me gets access to me and gets access to my knowledge and wisdom for the duration of the program, but they will also get a connection with me beyond, because I'm still supporting people I attuned to Reiki maybe 6 or 7 years ago who drop me a line every so often to let me know how they're getting on, or to ask me a question about healing or manifestation or something else. So once you've connected with me in this program, as your Reiki master, I have a duty to look after you. So that kind of comes as part of the package.
Oh, fabulous. So thank you so much, Rhian. I'm just looking at any questions before we wrap up, and definitely it's going to be a wonderful program because Rhian has got so much knowledge, and she really, you know, the way you deliver as well is just amazing. So definitely. So yes, so any questions, ladies, about Reiki before Rhian hops off? The link is in the description. to your program. So it starts on the 31st of May. And I know anyone who gets in touch with you, in the next couple of days and says, I've seen you on Reach for Greatness TV, you'll get the May special offer, right?
Yes. So I've extended the early bird price today. So it's actually only $188 to join the group. That's American dollars. So that works out about, I don't know, 140 British pounds or something like that. But the price is in dollars. There's also a payment plan on offer if you want to pay in 2 installments. That's absolutely fine. And I had said that there was a bonus, which 1st of May, which was that anybody who joined before the 1st of May would get a free distance healing from myself using crystal Reiki, because I'm also a crystal healer. And that bonus has now expired. But if you've seen me on Reach for Greatness and you mention it to me when you message, then I will honour that and you will get a free crystal Reiki distance healing session as part of the package.
Thank you so much for offering this, Rhian. And it's a steal. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's fantastic what you're offering. So check it out, ladies, right? It's such an amazing tool, especially to get ourselves back on track in the day when we feel low on energy, or set up our day the right way so that we're in flow, we can download the creativity and be ourselves and shine, right?
Yes. Exactly, that's what it's all about, shining.
Exactly. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Rhian. Much love to you, and we'll speak soon. Bye. Wow, what a session. Rhian was talking about Reiki. It's a fantastic tool for self-healing. And the next guest, hopefully she is already watching, is the amazing Shola Alabi. So if you are watching, please come onto the call using the link that I've provided. Now, Shola is an education and parenting expert who has been in the educational space for many, many years. And she's going to share her experience, and especially nowadays with education, it's not getting any easier, especially where we are in the UK right now. There's lots of changes, lots of demands on our children, and Reach for Greatness for me is also reaching for greatness in parenting and knowing how to choose the right school for your child. So Shola, if you are there, I would love you to come and join live. Okay, let's see if Shola is on her way. So Shola. Shola, yes. Let me see if do you need the link again? Let me just make sure you've got everything. So any questions you've had so far, any aha moments, please share it with us live. It's a live conversation, so ask whatever you've got on your mind, share anything that you found really interesting. So Shola, I'm just going to send you the link, and you just click on the link, and you're on now. Your slot is now, Shola. Come in. You're here. Okay. Yeah, you need to go on to the Zoom link, Shola, the one I just sent you, and then you can join me on the screen live. So you need to come out of the Facebook live stream and go into Zoom now. Okay. Here we go. There we are. Yay! We managed. So, hi Shola. I think you just need to come out of the Facebook live stream so that I can't. Okay. I can hear some noise in the background, maybe some video playing. Right, okay, cool. Yeah, it's a tricky thing to come out of the Facebook stream and then go to Zoom so that you can join me on the screen. That's the trick. But hey, Shola, it's great to have you. I've already introduced you very briefly, and I shared, you know, why it's important for me personally to actually bring someone on like you who is an educational and a parenting expert, because reaching for greatness is so much in that space, right? It's reaching for greatness, being a fantastic parent and making the right choices for your children and with your children and helping them, support them through education. And this is the topic that we've chosen today to talk about, because I tell you, Shola, you've written 3 books and they're all on Amazon, and the latest book has just come out. So just tell us all about it.
It was just launched a couple of, actually, I should say, about a week or so ago. And it's a book that has actually come from my experience, not just as a mum of 2, who's gone through the choice of, you know, moving from primary school to secondary school. The older ones actually moved from secondary school to 6th form and now at uni. But from my experience of working with a lot of children as well over the years, like Sabine rightly said, I have been in the education space for like 2 decades, almost 2 decades now, 17 years to be precise. So the book has actually come from those experiences with working with children, from my experience of actually working with them as tutors as well, and from working with my own children. Yes. So it's called Parents Choose Right for Your Child. And there you go.
Yes.
The right school for your child. So it's all about making the right choices. And it's not a book that's actually knocks down one school against the other. It's a book that looks at all the 3 different types of schools, or the 3 categories of schools, and gives you the opportunity to make an informed choice, an informed decision. So you've got information about all the 3 categories, and then you can then make a choice based on the information in there. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I think this is really interesting, and I'm so eager to know, I mean, what types of things would you be looking for? I mean, sometimes it's just like parents choose because they live closest to that particular school, and that's the one, right? I mean, you're talking about what, secondary education in the book, or also universities, or, I mean, primary schools as well? What does it cover?
I mean, it covers, like, I mean, the main focus was from transition from the primary school into the secondary school, but it also has some information about what you need to do if your child is moving from, I don't know, a nursery setting into reception, and from primary to secondary, and from secondary to 6th form, and obviously into university. So there's a general section within the book, which is why I said it's not just about a particular transition. It covers all the different transition process that our children would have to go through during their school years. Yes.
And I guess there's probably things that we can do as parents to really support them through their process if we understand what they're going through. Because they're going through emotions, you know, new connections, teachers, surroundings, not knowing what to expect, right? So maybe you can just share a few highlights. So,
I mean, one of the things I actually did talk a lot about, and I mean, for those that follow me, my followers, hey, do know that one of the things that I always talk about with regards to making any choice for your child is obviously understanding who your child is. And what I mean by that is knowing exactly what makes your child tickle, what your child really is made of, what they're passionate about, what their interests are, what they love to do. You know, I'll give an example of my second child, I call him my number 2. He is so passionate about sports. He's always be in the football team, the basketball team, call it athletics, anything to do with sports. And that is an area that we have used to help channel him through the important decisions and choices that we've had to make for him. And one of them, obviously, is the school choice. You know, so that's one of the areas that I write a lot about and speak a lot about, that for you to be able to channel your child in the right direction, be it the school choices, be it the options in school, you need to know what tickles your child's fancy. So that's an area that the book really covers, and all the books I've written actually picks up on that area.
I think this is really interesting. And that's the thing, isn't it? Like, maybe parents sometimes, they just think because this is a good school and it's got outstanding, this is the school for my child, I want them to go there. And one of the other things is, obviously, we in this area, we've got the 11 plus. I'm going to talk about that in a minute as well, and how that sort of developed, and what pressures are the added pressures.
Yes, and that's actually something that I also would talk a lot about. I mentioned that in the book as well. I take the first point whereby you said we kind of look at the school and just look at the results and look at the achievements of the school and just decide, yes, that's where my son or my daughter would end up. Those are some of the things that I did speak about in the book. We really need to look at our children properly and see what they're capable of, without you taking a full picture of putting all of that into perspective. That child might end up in the school, yes, because there's a lot of crashing and cramming that can actually be put in place, which I'm not a party to and I don't encourage, but the child would end up there. And I've actually seen a lot of cases being in school where the kid actually gets crashed in, and before you know it, they're struggling. There's a lot of mental health issues out there within the children, within schools. And this actually is an area where kids have actually been pumped up, got in, and then they struggle. So I really suggest and encourage, actually, that we look at not just the passions, not just their interests, but also look at what they are capable of, their ability, their strength, what they can and what they cannot. Like I said, the book has a lot of advantages because I've looked at all the three categories, like I said, done a lot of research, done a lot of studies, and put the advantages and the disadvantages, the pros and the cons. So there's a balance. One of the pre-reviews was that the book is a very balanced book, and when I read that, I thought, yes, because I did put a lot of work into the researching and looking at all the different categories, and then coming up with the pros and cons, so we can make that choice. Brilliant. So knowing your child's ability as well, putting that into perspective when making that choice is very, very important.
So once you kind of go through that analysis of your child, then obviously how do you then match them up with the schools? What information do you then need from the school side of things? I mean, there's the glossy websites, there's the offset reports. Who do you trust?
Absolutely, Sabine. I mean, I'm really happy that you're picking up on those, because that's actually the first chapter, or let me just chapter 1. What is a good school? And what I did put there is, first of all, in summary, choosing a school for your child, identify the needs of your child, which we've spoken about. Read about the school online, the glossy, the beautiful pictures and all the information, and then take it a step forward or further. Go in for the open evenings, go into the schools. I mean, just go in for the open evenings, the information evenings, and also take your child with you, because at the end of the day, they're the ones we're making the choice for. Let them have a feel of the environment. So take it for that. Don't just believe what's on the website. Go into the school, and I also suggest the last reason there, which I have put there as last, visit the schools during the daytime. So we have that opportunity and that option. Phone into the school, book an appointment, and just go in and look around whilst the teaching and learning is happening. Speak to the children, speak to the teachers.
I wasn't aware that this is a possibility. I guess it's just thinking out the box and just go and do it.
you'd have to phone the school and actually book an appointment first of all. So it's not just a case of just stumbling in and just getting to the gate and saying, hey, I'm coming in to view the school. No, ring in the school, asking for an appointment. Say you have an interest, your child is in, I don't know, year 3, year 4, year 5, you know, and you're thinking about this school, you want to come and have a look at the school. So you can do that. The option is there and it's available for you. So it's just picking up or ringing the school and finding out and then just booking that in. Do that.
Very good idea. Thank you. Would you say, I mean, do you mainly work in the UK, and you probably see, like, if we have like people watching from overseas, whether there is some information that they can take, because I think there's some general things around how do you assess your child, and it probably doesn't matter whether you're in the US or in Canada or even in Australia. I guess those principles will apply anyway.
Absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of resources that are available that you could use to gauge where your child is, regardless of where you are. I have had the opportunity to work with some other children. I mean, I was actually back in Nigeria last year, and I was in contact, or I was actually in link with a school there. You know, there are some children who would like to come over and study abroad. And I mean, there are some other schools in other parts of the world that are actually British, or they adopt the British curriculum. So, I mean, it's just a case of just making sure that your child has, and I have detailed that in the book as well, the core skills. Whether your child ends up in a comprehensive school or in a grammar school or in an independent school, those core skills are very important, because I believe that that is the foundation and the basis that our children would obviously have to build up on wherever they end up with. So yes, it's just making sure that, and I can offer that. I do with a lot of my clients, so thank God for the World Wide Web, the internet. You can reach anyone, anywhere, so yes, you could still have an idea of where your child is in relation to children within that age bracket. So there is a possibility. Absolutely.
Yes. Fabulous. And also, I mean, this just fits, I'm just going to throw this in. I mean, Shola's got a parenting group as well, which doesn't matter. That's like a global group where Shola is actually talking about different aspects of parenting, and even, from very young age, from babies or even maybe pregnant, expecting moms and dads can join this group, right?
They all grow up to be the toddlers, and they grow up to be the youngsters, they grow up to become the teenagers. Yes, so I actually believe, and from my experience as mum, as well as from, being in the workplace, it's very, very important to start them when they're young, because what you actually put in would reflect, my children within, I call them my many children, every child that actually comes through me becomes mine. They don't just learn the basics, the core skills, they learn other things. So they're supposed to come into the centers and say, oh, good afternoon, Miss Shola, or good afternoon, Miss, so there are other things that they pick up as they go. So absolutely, yes, within the hub, we go through all the different aspects of parenting as well as education, because I believe, and I'll say this, I believe that parent and the child and the education organization, wherever they attend, have to walk hand in hand to be able to raise that balanced and successful child. Yes. Sabine. So
yes, so it's your hub, and it's this on your website. I think we did post your website. Shola,
membership hub.
The members hub.sholaalabi.com. Yes, fabulous.
Yes.
Now, I don't know. Sometimes I think, I don't know. My son's very different to me. Maybe it's more like a reflection of my husband. But sometimes I'm thinking, like, where does this come from? Where did he pick that up? We never use this type of language at home, or we don't encourage this type of behavior. So I think, okay, maybe he's picked it up in school. It's not my fault.
We can actually push it back, can't we? I mean, a child is made of, this is another thing, a child is made of their environment. There's environmental factors as well. So of course, when we kiss them bye-bye in the morning when they go out to school, they're also interacting and relating with the kids that are at school. And one of the things we actually lay a lot of emphasis on within the Parents Hub, which is my membership group, is making sure that we have a relationship with our children, understanding that we need to adapt, readjust our parenting styles so that we could maintain that relationship. Because if we do have that relationship, then we can pick up on these things that we think, no, definitely not picked up from home. we can find them out, and then we can start doing something about it. And, you know, talking, communication is key. And then I'm sure, you know, if we actually adapt the right strategies, you know, have the right, I'm learning, we're all learning, you know, making sure that we adjust our parenting style, and yes, they would listen and they would understand. You know, it's a journey that I have been on now for almost 20 years, but I'm having to actually pick up and readjust with my 13-year-old now, who is my baby.
Yeah. Still your baby, of course. They're all still our babies forever and ever, right?
Absolutely. Oh, yes, absolutely. So it is important that we maintain that relationship, you know, so we can pick up on the things that we think, you know, are not quite right. But if we don't, then we won't pick them up, we won't know, you know, and God forbid, you know, it stays in there.
And then, do you see sort of phases they go through? Because obviously when they're toddlers, they don't really have much of an opinion. They have an attitude, they have tantrums. But then, like, my kids are at the age where they have an opinion and they would voice their opinion, and they would say things like, oh, Mom, we need to buy this so-and-so car now because we need that car, and they have no concept of, you know, what it is or
where it comes, where the funds will come from.
So, you know, and or they talk about other children in their class, and they make assumptions about their family, or, you know, they say, oh, Mommy, you did these lots, they're really rich, for example. They said, you know, it's those kind of opinions that they voice, or in front of other people, and you think, hang on, tell me that when we get home.
Where's all the stuff funny from, eh?
This is just funny. Or if they say, you know, oh, yeah, I mean, I try not, I mean, we don't really talk bad about other people that much. I mean, you always have a bit of a rant about things.
I actually don't encourage that as well, Sabine. I really don't encourage that, because what I believe as well is, whatever happens at home is what will be reflected outside of the house. So whatever we don't want to see them do out there, we should try as much as possible. And this is what I teach my parents within the home, that we're not perfect. We're working towards becoming better and intentional parents. So when we actually sleep, or we notice that we're trying to get to that, you know, that side of the spectrum, we catch ourselves and we readjust. You know? So that's what it's
probably just to reflect and think, hang on, because sometimes conversations with husband, you know, you might talk about things non-related to kids, like adult stuff about, you know, life and jobs and bills and all kinds of things, right? And they do pick that up. And I think it's so important to be aware of how you actually talk about life, and I'm actually more aware of that, because you're actually giving that information actually is implanted then into your children as beliefs going forward. Like if you talk about money, say, you know, the way you talk about money, they will then have that belief in their life around, you know, or limiting beliefs going forward. So I think that is such a valid point to say, okay, parents, what do you talk about? How do you talk about things when you are, you know, with another adult, because they might hear you, and then how do you talk to your child about different things when they need an explanation as well?
I mean, there are so many ways around doing this, and like I said, quite a few modules or quite a few posts within the hub where we've actually looked at how we can help our children with regards to communicating some of these life lessons. That's what I call them, you know. So I mean, say for example, if my son comes and talks about somebody else, oh wow, mom, we went to their house, and you know, there is a way by which we could actually pass the message across and let them understand that life is different for everybody, you know, we're all at different stages or at different phases in life, you know, and just trying to pass those messages across to them in a subtle and a way that they would be able to pick and understand. One of the things we do for our children here is during the summer, I'd say I'm fortunate because I do have education centres, private tuition centres, they actually pick up something to do over the summer school period. So it's either working with a group of 2 students that are a couple of years below them, so it's helping them refresh their own knowledge, or they help with the books. My daughter actually helps with some of the editing of my videos, you know, so it's just making them, and of course they do get something in return. So they do understand that, you know, it's a life lesson. It's a life lesson that they're actually exchanging their time or their resources or their knowledge for something in return, you know. So there are different ways by which we could help them understand that, hey, you know, yes, we would love to, but this is where we are at this point in time. We need to do A, B, or C to be able to actually attain what your expectations are. So yes, Sabine, it's just communicating.
And it's beautiful that you've got that in the hub. And you know, one of my personal reasons why I actually got in touch with you was the fact that there are certain requirements now for children, you know, to go through exams in the UK. So that one thing is like, now we're actually working together on this as well as another partnership where.
Yes, I mean,
Oh, Gemma, you're a bit early.
I'm sorry.
I'll call you in later. Okay, fabulous.
Thanks, Gemma.
So so we're basically I'm now thinking about, well, what's this 11 plus, and it's actually happening in a number of counties in the UK where students go through that at the early stage in year 6 in order then to be able to move on into, for example, a grammar school, right? So
actually, year 6 might be a bit too late.
Yeah, maybe way too late. Exactly. That's when the exam's happening.
Actually happen during the first term, so it happens in September of year 6. So what we always do, I mean, I have actually been doing this for years now, but my children went through, and I've got hundreds of children that I have worked with over the years, I mean about 12 years now, who have actually gone through the 11 plus process. I'd always encourage, like I said earlier on, the earlier we start, the better.
Yeah.
You know, put things in place, getting them to actually become very, very good with the core skills, but the funnel, I'll just say the funnel of training or the sessions can actually start as young as early as year 3. So they get used to the different question types at the age level, not necessarily getting them to write questions for the 11 plus exams at year 3, but just there are different resources out there that they can introduce to the child at that stage. The good news is we're actually going to be having some form of information happening within the next couple of weeks. So there would be a free webinar where you would be able to get all the information you need with regards to if you want your child to go through this process. So if your child is in year, I would say 2, 3, 4, 5 at this point in time, just look out and watch out for me, because I've got something special, you know, so that you could actually become aware. And I know that this is a time where I've gone through that myself, I've gone through that with a lot of my parents, you know, tears here and there. It's a time where there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of stress, it's an overwhelming experience. I've been through it twice personally.
And that is the reason why we were talking, because even for me, it's such an overwhelming experience. I don't know where to get started. I have no clue what this is all about. And see, how can I best support my child through this experience? And do I want to take him through this? Is it right for him to actually go to a grammar school?
To be honest with you, Sabine, like I said earlier on, it doesn't have to be, it's not the end of the world. And that's why I have said, if you haven't got a copy of the book, please pick it up so you could actually see the pros and the cons. You could see the differences. You could see what you can do. It's kind of balance. It has information about all the 3 different categories of schools. So your child is not the end of the world, because, of course, what I really don't like is after the exams, when the results are, and that's what I do with my parents, I walk with them hand in hand. I give them the advice that is necessary. We go through a process of continuous assessment, and if I find out by any chance that the child is struggling, the child might not be able to, there are other options that are available, Sabine. Going into a grammar school is not the end of the world.
And this is amazing, because you're giving me this reassurance. And I know we're working on a webinar, which is happening when?
On the 18th. So it's Friday, the 18th of May at 8:30. So watch this space. If you're not following me and you have a child in year 2, year 3, year 4, just try as much as possible to grab this woman. My Facebook page, which we will share, is Raising Successful Children with Shola Alabi. I'm on Instagram as Shola Labs. I'm on Facebook as Shola Alabi. I'm all over the place.
Yes, you are. So, you're fabulous.
Yes.
And you're doing this free webinar, which will actually help parents understanding what it takes. How do you support your children as well, and what's the right way forward? So I'm gonna also post the link to that free webinar for our viewers. So and also make sure that if you know anyone that is a parent of a year 2, 3, or 4 student, please share it with them, because they will need it. They will definitely.
Even year 5 as well, because with the year 5s as well. Although there will be something there for them as well to pick up on, because of course I know that they're actually in the heat of it right now, so if it's just a case of reassurance, because like I said earlier on, I know that it's such a stressful time for parents, because it's a highly competitive exam. But if your child has the ability, why not? It's an opportunity that your child can tap into. And I'm not just going to be talking about just the grammars. There are also 11+ for the common entrance exams into the independent schools, and there are all other options that you can tap into for help with the funds to get your child through. So yes, it's an opportunity for everyone.
Thank you so much, Shola, for coming on, and you've been just so fun to talk to and so insightful. So really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And I know that Gemma is already waiting, because she's already coming early. She's like the party crasher. Gemma is so eager to come and speak to us now. Absolutely, she's going to come in right now. Thank you so much, Shola. Much love.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Take care. Bye. Yes, so Gemma, you are now free to enter the Zoom room, because now we've got space. Shola, thank you so much. And Gemma is on right now. We're going to talk about how releasing your past can help you to live the life you dream of. So Gemma, it's your turn. I'm just going to share some more information about Gemma, the party crasher. No worries at all. So let's have a look. So you are on now, Gemma. Good. So I'm just going to get some information, a bit more about what Gemma is going to talk about. She's just amazing. She's an amazing lady. Yes, here she is.
I'm so sorry.
You're so energetic. You just sort of into the party. You want to be part of it. It's fine. No problem. No problem. So, Gemma, you're talking about how releasing your past can help you to live the life you dream of. And it's I know it's going to be amazing what you're going to talk about, because I love to just listen to your voice and to see you as well, but it's just so soothing the way you talk about things and how you're bringing things together. Just tell us a little bit more around what you do, and then we're just going to fire questions at you. We're going to share some fabulous nuggets as well, how we can discover ourselves, how we can actually tap into our past, and why we want to do that as well.
Okay, so my role is as a soul alignment and empowerment coach. And one of the reasons that I do the work I do, at the age of 15, I went through quite a serious incident, quite a lot of trauma for a 15-year-old. Something that didn't actually involve my consent. Obviously, people can take what they want from that. And that led to a lot of self-destructive behaviour. But being 15, people thought that it was just me acting out as a teenager. So they thought it was all hormonal, but really I got to the point where I just did not love myself at all. I was binge drinking, trying to forget stuff that had happened, ruining every relationship that I've been in. I want to say that the version of myself that I was then is a child. I was still, even into my early 20s, still in that naivety, still in the wanting to like me, wanting to prove that I was an adult, even though inside I was. And then I had my little boy. I got with my husband first. He wasn't my husband at the time, obviously. And things started to change a bit, and I knew something needed to change. But then when I was 26, I had my little boy, and him and me, well, we were nearly lost during labour. And I just knew in that moment that when I held my son, something had to change, because I didn't want him to experience the things that I had. So that then led to this whole path of self-discovery, of leaving the full-time to concentrate on my job at the time as a medium. Then I found coaching, and I work a lot on a soul level with people, because I've got this gift where I can see people's past lives just by looking at them. So what I do is I help them connect with their soul and who they are. I help them travel past life connection to people as well, so they can understand how their past life connections and past trauma in this life has affected their whole well-being. And what I do from there is I help them forgive, which was one of the most powerful tools that I learned. Learning to forgive the person that did the things they did to me was one of the biggest breakthroughs that I think I could have ever had, because nothing now affects me to that point.
No, it's so beautiful. I'm so happy for you, and it's just amazing that you're sharing this story with us, because it could be anything that happened to us, even like being bullied at work, for example, right? It's about being able to forgive and move on, because anything that happens to us which we don't really digest, let's say, and it's kind of hanging there in our heads, it actually creates huge blocks, subconsciously even. It's there, and it's like our baggage that we keep on sort of pulling behind us, and it gets heavier and heavier as we go through life.
It really does. And one of the biggest things for me as well, I've never had a good relationship with my dad either. And I made the decision many years ago to not have a relationship with him at all. And then through the power of forgiveness, even though I don't have a relationship with him now, I've got a newfound respect for why he was the way he was, which without doing all the other work that I've done, which is what I help my clients to do, I would never have been able to do that. I would still be stuck in the I'm a victim. And it's only when you release that victim mode and you see that, do you know what, I'm getting nowhere from being in this space, I need to do something about it, that you actually see your life can be so much better.
Yeah, yeah. And just to realizing that or just admit it, that there is something there that we need to work on, that we need to see, and we need to forgive and move forward, because what we'll do is if that's not happening, then we'll just sort of block ourselves from living the life that we want to live.
Absolutely. And not just that, you're passing that on to your children, because your children can see that you're stuck in this victim cycle, and that is how they will get attention. That is how they will feel that their life has to be, and it doesn't. One of the things that I'm trying to teach my children at the moment, because my son's 9, and he's going through such a lovely phase of just coming into that, I'm older now, I'm nearly at the top of primary school, and listening to Shola just was so amazing, hearing her talk about children from the age of like year 5, year 6. I've learned quite a lot from that. But even it's, what I've found is whenever he's had difficulties at school, it's like, okay, well, how can you move forward from this? What can you do that's positive that will help you? And then, and now he's an anti-bullying ambassador at school as well. So
that's brilliant.
He's a very good place.
This is what I'm talking about, the ripple effect. It's about doing something good in your own area, in your own space, sorting yourself out so that you can give again, and realizing how that actually affects your children or anyone around you that you have a relationship with.
Yeah, absolutely. And the biggest breakthroughs as well come from, I know that you've probably found this in your work as well, from the people that resist it the most.
Yeah, because you see the biggest transformations then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing seeing people step up for them and putting themselves first, and knowing that no matter what they've been through in the past, that's not who they are anymore. But also, one of the biggest things I've found is forgiving yourself for either allowing things to happen or for your part in something as well, because we're often so our own forgiveness is so important.
Yeah. That we have such high standards or such high expectations of ourselves. And I found that myself when I started my business, I wanted to be a perfectionist because I've got very high standards. I want to, give the best quality, the best service to my clients. But that meant that I was kind of holding background, trying to put all these amazing things together. And it's not necessary. It's about going out, just letting go, and to say, well, yeah, I'm going to do a live video. It doesn't matter if anyone's judging me or not. That's their call, right? I'm just here to do what I'm doing, and that's how you can bring in the energy and the flow, and things are going to happen.
Absolutely. And your energy is so lovely, because when you light up as you're speaking, and I love that.
Oh, really?
You just feel like a little light bulb.
Well, it wasn't always like that. I mean, I was quite self-conscious because of my accent. Obviously, I'm not a native English speaker, so for a long time I thought, well, who wants to listen to me? So I still got my grammar mistakes and stuff like this. But then I thought, well, maybe this could be my uniqueness. It's my uniqueness. It's the way I speak, the way I choose my expressions. That's me.
Absolutely. And to be fair, there are a lot of native English speakers that don't use the right grammar either. So
yeah, it can be tricky.
And that's the thing, by connecting with who you truly are, seeing that light within, and knowing that that light within is connected to all these other lights. And I think we talked about as well, not that long ago, we talked about a book called The Little Soul of the Sun. And this is a book that I read to my children. And it's all about how, when you're looking at another person, you need to see beyond the experiences that they're showing you, because on a soul level, according to my beliefs anyway, chose this life, you chose that experience, and that soul is coming to help you to grow. They're coming to help you to learn. So when you connect, one of the things that I do with my one-to-one clients is we do a soul releasing forgiveness meditation. And it's really powerful because it goes beyond seeing the outer experiences. It's all about seeing who somebody is on the inside and connecting with that essence of them. And it's so wonderful seeing that transformation.
Wow, that sounds so powerful. It just gives me goosebumps as you're talking about that. And I know you also told me that you can see who kind of someone was in the past.
I can.
Okay, tell me about that.
Well, I sort of found it by accident because I was with one of my one-to-one clients, and they were sitting there, and it's like this other image came over the top of them, and it wasn't them as they looked in this life. Their hair was longer, they were dressed in a completely different colour, more medieval dress. And then I started to get images of who they were in that life, what happened to them. So I thought, okay, what I'll do with them so that I can sort of confirm what I'm getting, will go into that life as well. So we did, and they could confirm exactly what we were seeing. So yeah, it was very strange the first time.
That's amazing. So, but I mean, basically, I believe in past lives, and you gave me also an inkling in terms of who I was in past life, and I totally believe in that. That I've been some sort of hero somewhere before, because I feel like I'm a soldier, and I want to do big things in life, and bringing people together and everything like that, and that's where I am now again. And I think that person, me, my old me, is now kind of coming back and reignites that that energy, or that sort of the desire to do this again, and not to follow the pattern of being in a safe environment and not taking risks. But that's now coming out more and more, because I've been there. I've lived just a very ordinary life before I started my business. I mean, just literally gone to school, to university, had a job, it's just normal things. And I wasn't in touch at all with any parts of my soul or my true desire. So, I'm doing not completely different things now. I'm still, doing projects and processes, because that's what I've been doing in the past and in the corporate. But I'm applying the skill set in a different way to make an impact in life, in other people's, in other women's lives, and not just, you know, provide a service or be an employer and an employee somewhere and just be a little cog somewhere in a wheel and then just do that one thing. But it's about really truly making an impact.
Yeah.
And things are more and more coming. I'm thinking, oh wow, this platform could be not only, you know, the visibility, but bringing you know, transformation to women, helping, you know, obviously you being more visible to new audiences, but then also bringing your talents and your gifts, and attached to that now perhaps even doing something with the charities, you know. So, and yeah, and you confirmed that to me. You did confirm that to me when we had this conversation. And you said, I see you there also in medieval times, being some sort of, I don't know, I was different people, I guess, but once I think I know I was some sort of leader somewhere. Definitely. In the past.
And this is the year for you to step up. But I think there's a lot of leaders coming out this year. This year and last year, it's like so many more people are finding who they are and stepping into their role, stepping into their power. And it's so amazing seeing all these, especially, no offence to men, because I think there's a lot of great men out there just as there are great women, but the voice of the woman this past 2 years, 18 months, is really, really rising. And the feminine energy is just becoming what it's always meant to be, more balanced. And more balance with the masculine. Women are taking on more of that go-getter leadership style, rather than sitting in the background and letting other people do it for them. And it's so fantastic.
Yes.
And they're out there and getting the help that they need, and it's just brilliant.
Yeah.
And people like you are helping them to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And we need to. I feel a real need to do that, because when I was in the corporate, I mean, I seen women around me that perhaps had family, but they were working so hard and they just didn't get to see their families. They didn't really enjoy what they were doing anymore, but they thought they didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if it means that they don't want to open up their business, that's fine. It's not everyone's cup of tea. But then they have access to beautiful people like yourself who can help them unlock their happiness in their life and be soul aligned with whatever they're doing, but making it more, I mean, let's say more, that they feel more fulfilled with what they do and how they do things in their life, right? It doesn't mean that they're completely got to sort of throw everything over and do something new, which can happen, but some people just like what they're doing. It's just something's missing.
Yeah.
And you help them. And you have a program, right? We're going to share this program now.
I do. My group program starts on the 1st of June, but the doors close on the 23rd of May, because there's homework to do beforehand to get people into that energetic space where they can be ready to do the soul work that's needed. The program's called I Love My Life, and it's all about taking where you are now and, like you said, making that life more fulfilling. If you're a stay-at-home mom, for you it would be all about being the best bloody stay-at-home mom that you can be.
Exactly.
If you start a business, then getting up off your backside and just doing it, that is what the program's about. But there's an early bird until this Monday. So there's literally £200 until this Monday off the price. And today, I also released a 4-part payment plan, if that's needed, rather than the 2. So I'll drop the link in below in a little while.
Yep. I think I got it in the description. I just make sure it's there. Gemma Garbett, soulalignmentcoach.com/I love my life.
Oh, it's there, yeah. Oh, bless you, prepared.
It's in the description, ladies. Yes.
So,
Fabulous.
yeah,
Thank you so much for offering, you know, the early bird offer, and you know, it's ladies jump in. You know, Gemma, when I saw her webinar the other day, it was just like serene. You were just the way you were sitting there and you talking, and we did this meditation. It was just, oh my gosh, it was just lovely. Really, really lovely.
I couldn't sleep afterwards. My energy got so high during the webinar.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's healing as well. It's self-healing too. And that's why I'm enjoying having these conversations with you ladies. And yes, I'm here for 3 hours, and I'm thinking I do need to have like a bit of a break to go to the bathroom, and thinking, what can we do? I think we might have to restart the live stream after you, Gemma. So it actually is perfect because it allows me to go and to the bathroom as well, and because 3 hours can be quite long, and I had lots of water. Oh, so fabulous. Thank you so much, Gemma. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you for coming onto the show and sharing the love, sharing what you do, and sharing your wonderful program. So
thank you
so much. Bye.
Bye.
Fabulous. We're finishing a little bit early. I'm just going to take a little break. So what's going to happen next is that I'm going to restart the stream. So if you are watching right now and you want to come on to part 2, just refresh the page, and maybe you do need a bit of a loo break as well. So, or have a tea. I'll be back at 2 o'clock, which is in about 4 minutes, with the wonderful Sue Winsbury, who's going to talk about the secrets of feeling more confident and empowered. Okay, and as I said, all the links, all the ladies of the programs, the freebies that we talked about, is in the description. And if you would like to book a call with myself, I do have 3 spots available for one-to-one coaching. What I do is I help women find their message when it comes to business, and putting all the puzzle pieces together when it comes to technology. Like if you would like to run a webinar, I'm the project lady for you to put the steps in place to do the social media plan. I also build membership sites, help you with digital products, getting those together as well. But I also can do the strategy and give you ideas around, you know, what's your message? Who's your target market? Let's look at the pain point, and I'll organize you. I'm your accountability partner. So there is a link in the description if you would like to book a free session with me. I'd love to connect with you. So I'm going to take a little break, and I'll be back very shortly. All you need to do is just refresh your screen, and I will see you with the amazing Sue in a little bit. Okay? Bye.